This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening, you're watching the news on Headlines now with me, Divya. Let's bring you the top stories making headlines this hour. It's factionalism in TNCC to the fore. 2 MLAs walk out in the DMK Congress meet in Karunanidhi's residence. Voters might now have an option to reject candidates as the Chief Election Commissioner roots for an option to not vote. 8th standard girl commits suicide in Kumbakonam, sets herself ablaze after she was allegedly scolded by her teacher. 5 people surrender in the Mylapore double murder case. Police had already arrested 5 in this case earlier.
So this murder basically is the matter related to some love issues. One fellow loving other sisters or something like that and all.
Milk producers' strike continues to pour into day 7. Chennai does not receive its usual share of milk owing to the strike. Birthday boy Somdev Dev Varman takes a cricket test with Ndtv-Hindu, says Captain Cool is his favourite.
The better captain, Kapil Dev Ganguly or MS Dhoni?
Strictly going on results, I would go with Dhoni.
Well, our top story this evening, it's factionalism in the Tamil Nadu unit of the Congress that came to fore today when 2 party MLAs staged a walkout from the TNCC meeting held here to firm up its strategy for the assembly elections that are due in May. Party sources say the 2 MLAs walked out demanding that senior party leader EVKS Ilangovan, Congress Legislator Party leader SL Balasubramaniam and MLA D Yashoda be included in the party's panel to discuss seat sharing with the ruling DMK. The Congress had recently named a 5-member panel comprising Union Ministers P. Chidambaram, G.K. Vasan, Party spokesperson Jayanti Natarajan, TNCC President K.V. Tangabalu and AICC Secretary Jayakumar. However, the TNCC President said that meeting DMK Chief Karunanidhi today in his Gopalpuram residence was a courtesy call and that it did not figure discussions on seat sharing.
தமிழக காங்கிரஸ் சார்பில் அன்னை சோனியா காந்தி அவர்களால் அமைக்கப்பட்ட ஐவர் குழு இன்று தமிழக முதல்வர் திராவிட முன்னேற்றக் கழக தலைவர் மாண்புமிகு கலைஞர் அவர்களை மரியாதை நிமித்தமாக சந்தித்து பேசினோம். தொகுதி பங்கீட்டுக்கு சொன்னால் பிறகு பேசுவோம்.
Now here comes an option for all those who want to exercise their right to vote but do not want to cast that vote. Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi is vouching for the option of a not to vote button. Although he was distraught by the large public opinion that politicians and even the Election Commission is corrupt, he is advocating for an option to decline a candidate, especially when criminals are contesting elections and the jurisprudence is not thoroughly looked at. He said that he has written to the Election Commission of India to include 49O or the right not to vote.
They spring surprises on politicians every time. If they don't like a government, they throw it out.
Well, in another shocking case of a student suicide, now an 8th standard student set herself ablaze. Sources say the student was putting a 500 rupee note into her teacher's purse after it fell down, but the teacher mistook it as an act of stealing and reportedly scolded her in front of the entire class. Embarrassed over the incident, the young student committed suicide. 4 such incidents of suicide have been reported recently. Well, 5 prime accused searched by the police in connection with the Mylapore double murder case surrendered before the Chengalpet court today. The police already arrested 5 suspects, including a woman on the day of the murder when 2 history sheeters, Billa and Vijayan, were brutally hacked to death by a rival gang. The scene unfolded in Mylapore shortly after Thursday midnight. The gang descended on the house of Congress worker Vijayan, murdered him brutally. Around 15 members then marched off to the house of Billa, a VCK worker who was fast asleep with family, that when the gang members climbed up, tore away a part of the roof and jumped into his bedroom. Billa ran out of the street in panic, but the gang hacked him to death. And our crime reporter Salim spoke to Shakil Akhtar, who gives us details of how the murder unfolded.
Actually, there are 2-3 issues involved here. They're all relatives first. They're all from the same community. They're all staying together. Of course, there have been small bickerings here and there. And they have been fighting on the small issues. And the issue was not quite big, so we can say that kind of, that gang rivalry and all. But yes, they were fighting on small issues. And last incident happened, I think what we get in, as per that our investigation revealed, directly fall out of the love issues. And as I told you in the beginning, they have some kind of small bickerings going, fighting on each other for the movement of vehicles or not giving the ways and all. So those kind of feelings was there, and so this murder basically is the matter related to some love issues. One fellow loving other sisters or something like that and all. And since group is involved, so wherever group is involved in committing offences, we take it seriously and we treat it as a gang rivalry.
Well, the strike called by the Tamil Nadu Milk Producers Welfare Association demanding increased procurement in prices entered its 7th day today, with the supply-less milk cooperatives wearing a deserted look. The Erode District Milk Producers Cooperative Union, which normally sends more than 60,000 litres of milk daily to Chennai, has not been able to do so for the past 1 week due to the strike. The supply of almond milk sachets in districts is fast running out, and authorities said yesterday that they would last only for 1 or 2 more days. As against an average supply of 1.5 lakh litres of milk a day, there was no supply from the milk producers, who are demanding a hike of 8 rupees per litre for buffalo's milk and 5 rupees per litre for cow's milk. While with the new Spectrum scam entering the bandwidth comes a surprise mission to fly to the moon and back. More details on the other side.